Welcome back to Gunners Talk Daily. Today we've got fresh updates from our beloved Arsenal Football Club, from the training ground to the latest injury and updates news ahead of a massive week for the Gunners. Before we jump into it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of Arsenal news and updates right here on Gunners Talk Daily. Let's get straight into it. Arsenal returned to Premier League action this weekend as they travel to Craven Cottage to face Fulham. Sitting at the top of the table, Mikel Arteta's men have a huge opportunity to extend their lead, especially with Liverpool facing Manchester United in another crucial clash. The mood around the club is high following strong international performances from several Arsenal stars. Bukayo Saka, Max Daumann, Gabriel Martinelli, and Leandro Trossard all found the net for their countries, while Martin Zubimendi continued his impressive form for Spain. But despite the positive energy, there's worrying news regarding club captain Martin Odegaard, who is expected to miss the next few games due to a knee ligament injury. Odegaard's injury setback couldn't have come at a worse time. The Norwegian playmaker was in brilliant form during pre-season, looking sharp and confident again. However, after first suffering a shoulder injury earlier this season, he has now picked up a knee problem in the win against West Ham. Reports suggest the captain could be sidelined for up to 6 games, potentially missing all fixtures before the next international break. It's a big loss, as Odegaard is arguably Arsenal's most creative player and one of Arteta's most trusted leaders. The setback is also frustrating for the player himself, who has worked hard to regain fitness after several small injuries. But unlike last season, Arsenal now have enough squad depth to handle such challenges without panic. Arteta's immediate task will be to decide how to replace Odegaard in the attacking midfield role. The two main candidates are Eberechi Eze and Ethan Nwaneri. Eze, signed from Crystal Palace, has the flair and physicality to fill that creative void. He's capable of gliding past defenders and adding goals from midfield, just like Odegaard. He has already shown glimpses of his potential this season and could make the role his own. Meanwhile, Ethan Nwaneri, one of Arsenal's brightest young talents, is also waiting for his chance. Borussia Dortmund made a big push to sign him in the summer, but Arsenal managed to convince him to stay. However, he needs more minutes to develop, and Odegaard's absence could give him the perfect opportunity to prove himself. Arteta could also tweak the system. A midfield of Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Mikel Merino is a more defensive option that provides balance and control in tough away games. The coach has tried this setup before, and while it has been criticized for being cautious, it might help Arsenal maintain their dominance in midfield without taking risks. In goal, David Raya is expected to start once again. The Spaniard has been solid this season, keeping 6 clean sheets in 9 games, and continues to battle Unai Simon for Spain's #1 spot. At the back, the usual trio of Jurriën Timber, William Saliba, and Gabriel Magalhaes will likely start, while Piero Hincapié could make his long-awaited Premier League debut after recovering from a groin injury. This would allow Riccardo Calafiori, who is on 3 yellow cards, a chance to rest if needed. In midfield, Zubimendi and Declan Rice will form a strong partnership. With Odegaard out, Eberechi Eze is expected to take the creative role, supported by Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and Victor Gyökeres in attack. This trio will be key in breaking down Fulham's defense. Martinelli's pace on the counter, combined with Saka's precision and Gyökeres' strength, could prove deadly. Gyökeres struggled to score during the international break for Sweden, but returning to Arsenal's system and service could reignite his form. What do you think, Gooners? Is this the lineup you'd go with at Craven Cottage? Should Arteta risk Hincapié or stick with Calafiori? And is Eze the right man to fill Odegaard's boots? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. One of the biggest differences between this season and last is Arsenal's depth. When Odegaard was injured last year, the team struggled creatively. Now, with players like Eze, Nwaneri, and Zubimendi available, Arteta has multiple tactical options. Former Arsenal striker Ian Wright even described the current squad as the best in the league right now, praising the team's balance and versatility. The challenge now is for Arteta to rotate effectively and keep everyone fit as the schedule intensifies. Amid all the injury talk, There's growing excitement about 15-year-old
Dauman
recently
Max Dauman.
scored for England's
The young
under-19
midfielder is making
and
waves
impressed both in
scouts
England
from Real
and
Madrid.
across Europe, who have been tracking him since 2022. He's already Arsenal's youngest ever UEFA Youth League goal scorer and has made 3 senior appearances this season, including a Premier League debut, where he won a penalty in a 5-0 win against Leeds. Arsenal defender Christian Mosquera recently compared Dauman to Lamine Yamal of Barcelona, calling him a Lamine-esque player, capable of reaching world-class levels. Training regularly with the first team, Dauman's development under Arteta continues to be one of the club's most exciting stories. Even with Odegaard out, Arsenal looks strong, confident, and ready for another title charge. Sitting at the top of the Premier League, they are in control of their destiny. Arteta's focus will be on maintaining momentum, rotating wisely, and managing the workload of key players. If the Gunners can navigate this tricky period successfully, their title dream will remain very much alive. And with young stars like Max Dauman emerging and the squad showing real unity, the future at Arsenal looks brighter than ever. Stay tuned to Gunners Talk Daily for all the latest Arsenal news, injury updates, and full coverage of the London Derby against Fulham in Previously News. Arsenal are due to have 7 senior stars stay behind during this international break with Mikel Arteta, and for some, this could be a crucial period for recovery and tactical work ahead of a busy winter schedule. Among those staying back are captain Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, Noni Madueke, Piero Hincapié, Ben White, and Kepa Arrizabalaga. While some are recovering from injury, others have simply not been called up by their national teams, allowing Arteta to use this time to regroup, rebuild fitness, and prepare for the next stretch of fixtures. Starting with the captain, Martin Odegaard continues to recover from a knee injury suffered during Arsenal's 2-0 win over West Ham last weekend. It was another solid performance from the Gunners that kept them top of the Premier League table, but Odegaard's setback was a major blow. The Norwegian midfielder has withdrawn from international duty with Norway and is now being closely monitored by Arsenal's medical team. Reports suggest the issue may be more serious than initially feared. Former Norway team doctor Lars Engebretsen has indicated that Odegaard could be out for 2 months or more, depending on how the knee responds to treatment. That would mean the captain could miss crucial fixtures against Fulham and possibly Tottenham after the international break. Piero Hincapié is another player staying behind during this break. The Ecuadorian defender picked up a groin injury during the Champions League win over Athletic Bilbao in September. Initially thought to be minor, recovery has taken longer than expected, but the timing of the international break may work in his favor. Arteta expects him to rejoin full training soon, with a potential return penciled in for Arsenal's next game. Noni Madueke, meanwhile, remains sidelined with a knee issue he suffered during the draw with Manchester City. The winger was in top form before the injury, and Arsenal will be eager to have him back as soon as possible. However, it looks like the November North London Derby could be the earliest realistic return for the England international. Expected return date: Sunday, 23rd November versus Tottenham Hotspur. Kai Havertz is another key player dealing with a long-term knee problem. The German playmaker sustained the injury back in August and has been undergoing a cautious rehabilitation process. While early estimates suggest a potential return in November, Arteta and the medical staff are determined not to rush him back into action. A realistic comeback could stretch into December, depending on his progress. Perhaps the most concerning of all is Gabriel Jesus. The Brazilian striker is still recovering from a serious ACL injury suffered in January earlier this year. The initial hope was that he'd return before Christmas, but that timeline has since been pushed back. Some reports even claim that Jesus may not play again for Arsenal this year and could possibly be sold in the January transfer window as the club looks to rebuild its attacking options. While it's been a frustrating run of injuries for Arteta's side, there are positives. The international break gives his squad valuable time to reset and recover. The players staying behind will continue fitness work at the Sobha Realty Training Center, with Arteta overseeing sessions aimed at maintaining sharpness and tactical consistency. 2 other senior players, Ben White and Kepa Arrizabalaga, are also remaining in London, though neither are injured. White is being slowly reintegrated into full training after a previous knock. Kepa, meanwhile, has not yet earned a Spain recall and will continue to train under Arteta's watch. Despite the injuries, the spirit around the Emirates remains high. Arsenal sit top of the Premier League and have a 44% chance of winning the title, according to Opta's latest data model. It's a reflection of both their strong performances and their ability to adapt under pressure. Since Mikel Arteta took charge in 2019, Arsenal's transformation has been remarkable, from a team struggling for consistency to genuine title contenders. With young stars like Bukayo Saka leading the charge and veterans like Declan Rice anchoring the midfield, the Gunners look ready to push Manchester City and Liverpool all the way. Legendary striker Ian Wright recently shared his thoughts on the team's progress, saying, "We've got the best squad in the league at the moment. It's now up to the manager to put the right players on the pitch at the right time." Wright also emphasized how crucial Arteta's rotation decisions will be in the coming months, particularly with key injuries and fixture congestion. Off the pitch, exciting developments are brewing at the Emirates Stadium. Reports suggest the club is exploring a major expansion plan that could increase capacity from 60,700 to 70,000 seats. Inspired by the recent renovations at Benfica's Estadio da Luz, designed by the same architects, Arsenal could soon see a more modernized, fan-friendly stadium environment, a clear sign of ambition both on and off the pitch. So while the international break means a temporary pause in Premier League action, for Mikel Arteta and his 7 stay-behind stars, it's an opportunity, a vital chance to heal, rebuild, and prepare for the intense battles ahead. Arsenal's focus remains sharp. Stay top, stay fit, and keep pushing for that long-awaited Premier League title. Subscribe to Gunners Talk Daily for all the latest Arsenal news, injury updates, and international break stories in Previously News. Yet, for Mikel Arteta, this pause can be both a blessing and a frustration. After the last international break in September, which followed that tough defeat to Liverpool, Arteta admitted he wished he could play again immediately. "After a defeat, you want a game in the next 3 days to get it out of your system," he said. "But at the same time, I look at the players on international duty and feel proud. They go away, perform for their countries, and most of them win. This time, however, several key players won't be flying out to represent their nations. Instead, they'll remain at the Soba Realty Training Center, resting, recovering, and preparing for the next chapter of the season under Arteta's guidance." Leading the group is captain Martin Odegaard, who has withdrawn from the Norway squad due to a knee injury. Odegaard's recovery will be handled carefully by Arsenal's medical team after he suffered discomfort during the first half of the 2-0 win over West Ham. He'll spend the break working indoors on treatment and light rehab as the club hopes to have him ready as soon as possible. Odegaard will be joined in the medical department by Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, and Noni Madueke, all of whom are currently recovering from various injuries. The good news for fans is that Jesus has already returned to light training on the grass, an encouraging sign that he could be back sooner rather than later. Then there's Piero Hincapié, Arsenal's summer signing, who is expected to make his full integration into the squad after the break. The Ecuadorian defender has impressed Arteta in training and could be a valuable addition to the defensive setup as the season gets busier. 2 other names staying behind are Ben White and Kepa Arrizabalaga, but for different reasons. Neither has been called up by their national teams this month. White, despite being available, continues to be overlooked by England, with Gareth Southgate preferring other fullback options. Arteta has handled the situation calmly, ensuring White remains focused and motivated. White faces competition from Jurrien Timber, who has arguably been one of Arsenal's best players this season. As for Kepa, he's yet to establish himself fully in the side since arriving from Chelsea, but this break gives him valuable time to adapt and work closely with the coaching staff. All 7 players will remain in London, training either individually or in small groups, focusing on recovery, conditioning, and tactical sessions with Arteta. With the winter period fast approaching, where fixtures pile up and rotation becomes key, the Arsenal manager knows how vital this time could be. He wants every player fit, fresh, and ready to contribute. And with Arsenal sitting top of the Premier League, the motivation couldn't be higher. Now, Let's look at what all of this means in the bigger picture. Because according to Opta's latest data, Arsenal currently have a 44% chance of winning the Premier League title. That's almost a 1 in 2 probability. A huge statement about how far this team has come. Opta's analytics are based on current form, injury updates, historical data, and remaining fixtures. And right now, those numbers show Arsenal as not just contenders, but serious favorites in this title race. It's been more than 20 years since Arsenal's last Premier League trophy, the unforgettable Invincibles season of 2003 to 2004. Since then, the Gunners have endured rebuilds, managerial changes, and ups and downs. But under Mikel Arteta, something truly special is building again. Arteta has turned Arsenal into one of the most tactically disciplined and emotionally connected teams in England. Players like Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard lead with maturity beyond their years, while Declan Rice's arrival has added stability and power to the midfield. In defense, the partnership of Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, supported by Raya's calm presence in goal, has given Arsenal a solid backbone. Opta's numbers don't lie. Arsenal are 5 points better off than they were at this stage last season, and they've turned previous defeats into victories. The wins over Newcastle and West Ham, two teams that beat Arsenal last season, are proof that this team has learned, adapted, and improved. Still, challenges remain. Manchester City are always lurking, with their experience and depth under Pep Guardiola making them a constant threat. Liverpool, despite recent setbacks, are capable of strong runs, and clubs like Tottenham and Chelsea are finding their rhythm again. But for Arsenal, this feels different. The mentality has shifted. The players no longer crumble under pressure. They rise to it. The squad's depth, improved fitness management, and strong start to the campaign all suggest this could be their most complete season yet. Even statistics show how far Arsenal have come defensively. David Raya has conceded just 1 goal from open play in all competitions, claiming 4 clean sheets from the opening 7 league games. The Gunners are more composed, more consistent, and more clinical than ever before. And there's something else driving this title chase: the fans. The Emirates has turned into a fortress once again, roaring with energy and belief every time the team steps out. Arteta often speaks about how the atmosphere created by the supporters fuels the players on the pitch. That connection between fans and team has never been stronger. So, as the international break begins, Arsenal's focus is clear: recover, reset, and prepare for the next battle. With 7 key players staying back, Arteta gets the perfect opportunity to work closely with them, fine-tune details, and build even more cohesion in the squad. And when the Premier League resumes, Arsenal will look to pick up right where they left off, winning, dominating, and defending their place at the top. Because right now, with a 44% chance of lifting the title, momentum on their side, and belief running through every corner of the club, the dream of bringing the Premier League trophy back to North London has never felt closer. Arsenal find themselves in a dream position after just 7 games, sitting top of the Premier League. This is especially impressive considering they have already faced their 2 main title rivals, Manchester City and Liverpool. While they didn't win either of those matches, losing at Anfield and drawing 1-1 with Pep Guardiola's side at the Emirates, their results against the other 17 teams have been near flawless. A 2-0 win over West Ham United, combined with Chelsea